Libby, and we got some great stories for you this week. First, let's go to Jaron with boys basketball.
Do fans help you during the game?
Yes, I think the fans do help us because they're there to support us, and when it gets really loud, it's hard for the other team to pay attention more time.
What is one thing you wish our fans would do?
Sometimes cheer louder. I think that's one of the things that I wish they would do.
The boys' record is 9-9, and there are only 3 games left in the season with no more home games. If possible, go and support the team while you still can.
Thanks, Jaron. Now let's see what the new 3D printers look like for the construction classes. Ogallala High School is very well known for having the newest gadgets, and recently, thanks to the OHS School Foundation, the high school now has 2 new 3D printers. Let's find out more. Have you ever wanted a 3D printer in your class before?
I never really thought about it, but after watching Mr. O'Neill's, I kind of thought it would be a nice idea to have one on both sides of the shops here.
Alright. What made you make or helped in the decision to get the printers?
Mr. Pavitt kind of pushed us to put a grant in, and the school grant for it. And, this company had a cheap price on them, or an educational price, so we went ahead and got 2 of them.
And do you think 3D printing is changing some things you do in class?
Yeah, it's helping us out a little bit. It's more, we can make some more visual items and parts that we don't have to show kids what they are, tools. We're still kind of learning how to incorporate it into our class.
And is there a difference between the printer that Mr. O'Neill has and the one that you have?
We both have a Polar 3D printer, but he also has a MakerBot in there that can do a little bit bigger items and does a little nicer job printing.
Alright, thank you. Ever feel like you're being watched? Let's go to Ethan to find out more.
Do you ever have a feeling that you're being watched? Well, you are. They are called surveillance cameras, and we use them at OHS. Here is an interview about the surveillance with our principal, Mr. Pavlik. How do the surveillance cameras help the school?
Well, they keep property and personnel and students safe.
What is the cost of the cameras?
That I don't know. They were installed, I think these were installed probably about 5-6 years ago, about the time you were in middle school.
All right.
Always feel like somebody's watching me.
Now to Aaliyah with wrestling.
Most people don't pay that much attention to wrestling, but what most people don't realize is that these kids put a lot of effort into this sport. I decided to interview not only the wrestling coach, but some of the kids on the team. Here's what I came up with. Mr. Stokey has been a wrestling coach for the past 16 years with experience in Garden County schools before becoming the head OHS wrestling coach. When asked what advice would you give a newcoming wrestler, he responded, "You get out what you put into wrestling." I also visited with Gerald Kinkle, and he explained to me that in the off-season he goes to camps on how to become a better wrestler and relearns techniques. Last summer, he also lifted weights with the football team in the mornings to build strength. He also runs with his siblings to condition and get in better shape. He also explained to me that he has missed weight before, and the last time he missed weight was last year during the time where he was trying to lose weight to drop to 170 from 180.
What happens if you don't make weight for a meet?
Usually when you don't make weight for a meet, you got to bump up to the higher weight class. So you got to wrestle guys that are a lot heavier than you, and your decline pattern gets off and you can't drop weight as easy as you could.
Okay, and other than exercising, what else do you do to help lose weight?
Gotta eat less and eat right.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now to Ben to get the hoop on the girls' basketball team.
Come Kobe. The girls are having what professionals would say a building season with 3 sophomores on the team, Tori Denning, Kyra Mestel, and Diana Reed, and Alex Zimmerman as the only senior girl on varsity. I was able to interview them at one of their basketball practices. This is what they had to say.
Okay, whenever you guys are going.
This is Channel 6 News, live at the girls' basketball practice. I'm here with Amanda. Who was your inspiration to start playing basketball?
My dad.
And when you're shooting, do you ever say Kobe?
No, I'm not like my brother.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Is that it? That's it.
This is Channel 6 News, live at girls' basketball practice. I'm here with Jamie. Jamie, what does it feel like to shoot and make a three?
It's kind of like you've got a lot of stress on you when you go up to make the shot, and then when you make it, it's like a huge relief.
That's cool. All right. When you're shooting, do you ever say to yourself, Kobe, making the shot?
Never.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Now to Alexis for an inspirational speech on the speech team.
Many people watch a lot of sports, but have you ever sat down and listened to a really good speech? Today we are here with a few members of the Ogallala speech team.
Here with Miley Garcia. How long does it usually take you to memorize your speech?
If I practice every week, like a really, really good practice, it takes me about a week or so to memorize it.
Alrighty. What made you want to do speech?
Well, at first he kind of forced me into it, but then after a while I just couldn't stop, and I really liked speech.
Alrighty. What do you do to prepare yourself for a speech meet?
I usually, when I'm on the bus, I freak out a little bit, and I eat food, I drink a lot of water, and then I try to make myself laugh or make others laugh, so I make myself feel better.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here with Drew Geishan, and she is part of the Ogallala speech team. How long does it usually take you to memorize your speech?
Well, for my serious prose, probably around 2 weeks, but I'm also doing a duet, and that takes a little bit longer because you have to do a lot more, and it's a much longer piece, so probably a month.
Okay. What made you want to do speech?
I did it last year because I took drama 2, and I took it just because I needed another class, and I didn't even know it was a speech class. I thought it was more in classroom stuff, but she taught us a lot about speech and then took us to meets, and then I really liked it, so I'm doing it again this year.
Alrighty. What do you do to prepare yourself for a speech meet?
Just run over my speeches, and that's about it.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yep.
Ever been fascinated with government? Well, let's see what Megan has to say about this year's County Government Day.
Government is usually a boring subject to talk about, but not today. 20 juniors were given the chance to learn more about their government. The American Legion County Government Day is to provide high school students with the opportunity to learn about how their local government works. Each year in Nebraska, over 5,000 students in more than 60 counties spend County Government Day visiting their local courthouse and learning more about the duties and responsibilities of various county officials.
Hello, Mr. Skiles. Was this your first time taking your class on this trip?
No, I took them last year. This would have been my second.
And how was your experience?
It was really good. County Government Day is a lot more fun than it sounds. Myself and the kids found it super interesting. We got to tour the jail. We got to go down to the 911 call center. You got to talk to attorneys about speeding tickets and marijuana legalization and all the crazy issues that face government today.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now let's sing our Ray to Randy for her report on the music department.
Both choirs have been working on sets of new pieces this quarter.
They are doing 2 combined pieces, Baba Yatu and Requiem. And then each choir has a few pieces they're working on by themselves.
Thanks, Randy. Now let's bust a move over to Maddie to see what the dance team's like.
I'm here with Sarah from the dance team to ask her a few questions about what they do. How long does it usually take you guys to complete a dance number?
It kind of depends, usually about a week to actually get it together and then practice it a lot. So.
Okay. Do you guys have any dance competitions coming up?
We have state coming up in February. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly just the basketball performances.
How do you prepare for them?
Well, our dances are already made up, so we just have to practice them a lot and go over it a lot.
Thank you.
And now to Shelby with the senior class update.
Hello, fellow students. This is Shelby Willard with the senior update. I asked Ms. Lindauer a few questions. One of the questions was, what's next on the agenda before the big day? Next on the agenda is waiting for the diplomas to arrive. Ms. Ring and her will make sure that all the names are spelled correctly on it. Question number 2 is if you could describe senior class of 2016 in one word, what would it be? She said goal-oriented. Are you proud of what you've accomplished already? I'm glad of what I have accomplished so far, but there's so much more to do that I'm more concerned if we'll have time to get it done.
And finally, let's go to Maddie Huntimer with the cheer squad.
To Miss Edmond. Miss Edmond, what made you want to become a coach for the cheer squad? And in response, she had said, first of all, I love cheer. I was a cheerleader and I love school spirit and feel that it could be improved everywhere, not just here. I also felt that the cheer team needed a good leader who was close to them. Did you like your first year of coaching the squad? And in response was, I have liked my first year. It has been a challenge in many ways, and it is a huge time commitment, but in all, I really enjoy it.
Thank you for watching, and go Indians!